What's going on, everybody? It's Blandon here again from Mortgage HQ, and I'm going to be doing a 6-part series to buying a new build in New Zealand. Now, not all new builds are equal, so in this 6-part series, we are going to cover some of these topics. The first one being some of the pros of buying a new build. Secondly, the cons of buying a new build. Third, we're going to explore how much you can borrow and how you get a pre-approval. Fourth, what kind of research are important to help you avoid costly mistakes? Number 5, the process of actually buying and signing a contract on a new build. And 6, due diligence step that's going to put you in a safer position when buying a new build. All from a mortgage advisor's perspective. Now, to kick off, there are 2 types of new builds. The first one being a home and land package. You basically buy the land and you settle on that first. Once that is settled, you will then get a construction loan, usually paid as a progressive drawdown loan. Usually a progressive loan that is paid at different stages of the construction, and the last 10% is usually paid once the code of compliance is issued by the council. The second type of new build are off the plans. In the beginning, once you go unconditional on a contract, meaning you're committed to it, you pay a deposit up front between 5 to 10% and you just wait. Often is 1 to 2 years, and once the build construction is finished and the code of compliance is issued, then you come up with the remaining loans. So this 6-part series is going to cater to the second type of new builds, which are off the plans. So I'm going to cover 3 pros in this video. Number 1 being low deposit. To secure a contract on a new build, you usually need to pay a down payment once you decide to go ahead. With this deposit, you can often negotiate down to just 5%, meaning your initial outlay is much lower until when the CCC is issued. Now, when the build is finished, you obviously come up with the rest of the deposits, and you have to make sure you have a pre-approval or the loan in place. If you're buying it as a first home, you only have to pay potentially just a 10% deposit. As an investment, you have LVR exemption. What that basically means is that you need lesser of a deposit when compared to an existing home. For an existing home, you need to pay up to 40% deposit, whereas for a new build, you might only have to pay 20%. So that's a massive advantage when it comes to initial outlay. But do remember, there are non-bank lenders out there that are still offering 80% lending on existing homes. And going back on another point on deposit, when investing in properties, it's very important to not just think about the overall capital gains on the property, but the return on your capital or the money that you actually put in. If you're looking at 2 opportunities, if one opportunity requires you to put in less capital, that's something you might want to consider, because you might have a higher return on your capital or higher return on the money that you're actually putting in. So the second pro with new builds is newer specs and lower maintenance cost. Now, newer houses are generally built to a higher standard due to improvements in the building code. You're getting better moisture, thermal, and acoustic ratings, and might also include some of the latest energy efficient lighting, heating, and appliances. They're also covered by warranties, generally 10 years by the developer or the builder. So there are fewer maintenance costs in the earlier years, nor any renovations work to be done. Since there are lower maintenance costs, it could mean that you have a higher net return on cash flow, something worth putting on paper to compare when you're looking at 2 properties. The third pro that you have with new build are some of the tax exemptions that you have, notably the tax deductibility rule and the 5-year bright line test. Currently, interests are known to be still tax deductible on the new builds, meaning every $500,000 you have on a new build as a mortgage, you could potentially be saving $3,000 to $4,000 thereabouts on tax when compared to an existing property. You also have the 5-year bright line test. What that basically means is if you were to sell the new build just after 5 years, there's no capital gains tax. Now do be aware when the time of this video is made, there is still currently no real definition of what a new build is. So stay tuned and we'll keep you updated. In the next video, I'm going to be covering the 3 cons when it comes to buying a new build. See you guys in the next video.